What it means is the end is not known. So, for example, I've often used the illustration that if you stand, because we live in Connecticut, right? There's a wonderful book, 960 pages or something, by a very scholarly book by a woman named Ilaria Ramelli, who's gone into the early documents, and she reads like all these different languages. She reads Syriac, she reads Greek, she reads Latin, she reads, all this stuff. And what she's pointed out is a lot of people will say to you that the early church believed in endless hell because they misunderstand the meaning of the Greek word that is translated as eternal. That word is aion in the Greek. In the Hebrew, it's olam. And interestingly, it does not mean never ending. What it means is the end is not known. So, for example, I've often used the illustration that if you stand, because we live in Connecticut, right? You go down to the ocean and you look out, it looks like the ocean goes on forever. It doesn't really go on forever. There's an end somewhere, which is we don't know where that end is. Well, that's the idea of aion and olam, is we don't know. It may be shorter or longer. We just don't know when the end is. So one of the ways that it's translated is the age to come, or divine, like the big verse of scripture that supports endless punishment is Matthew 25:46, where it says, Jesus is giving a parable, and he says, these will go into eternal or everlasting life. These will go into eternal or everlasting punishment. Well, what that should be translated is, these will go into life in the age to come. These will go into punishment in the age to come. Or these will experience divine life. These will experience divine punishment. But it doesn't say anything about the duration of that punishment or the nature of that punishment. And the nature of that punishment probably is, not probably, I'm convinced that it actually is restorative. The lake of fire, for example, fire was not used primarily to destroy things. It was used to purify things in the ancient world. So the lake of fire is a purification fire, purifying fire. And so people are thrown into the lake of fire, or the devil and his angels into the lake of fire, for the purpose of purifying, not just destroying.